Hey guys, okay, first love of the day. Hello guys, welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm William Marsh, and we are taking a look this time at the Forza Motorsport 7 demo. I have it loaded up right here. You can see it'll load up in a minute. But yeah, so this is the demo, and I've done minimal tweaking right now. But one question that I'm gonna just answer off the bat: this supports multiple devices. Again, this supports multiple devices. That's good. So this does support the Heusinkveld pedals and other high-end pedals, but I think it's going to be a little more complicated than that because the issue is that the Heusinkveld pedals work on DI view and direct input drivers. This does not use direct input drivers. This uses, I believe they call it the XMP drivers. So that is going to be a little tricky to tweak. So just giving you guys a heads up. Is this going to show up? Yep. Okay, there we go. So opening sequence for Forza Motorsport 7. Let's hit enter. You can either hit enter or A to start. We'll hit A. So what I mentioned before is the pedals have somewhat limited compatibility. So what I actually did was I calculated the dead zone that I would need for the calibration. So I calibrated that, have the numbers on my phone, and we need to manually enter those in. It's not perfect because it sadly doesn't auto-calibrate, but at least we have the option for that. So hold on a second. Let's go to input options. So you can see device 1, that's the pedals. Device 2, that's the wheel. Let's hit F for advanced. So we take a look. So our acceleration axis dead zone is 10%. Let's do 12% for good measure. And then the acceleration dead zone outside is only 32%. I know that sounds low, but that's because of how the pedals are used. So we'll just bring that down to 30. Or yeah, let's bring that down to 31 and 10, I think, and 11. Let's do that. So it looks like you can have maximum or a minimum of 20 degrees of or percent. So let's do 11 and 31. And then for the brake, we have it set to 3. Let's turn up to 5 for good measure. And I'll put it down to 90% brake dead zone. And the clutch axis, 15%. Let's do 16, a little bit of insurance. And then 45. And for all the new watchers wondering why I am doing this, it is because the pedals, I'm using the Heusinkveld Engineering Sim Pedals Pro. They don't use the same drivers in Forza Motorsport as they do in all the other titles. So you need to manually calibrate them to work properly. So that is somewhat disappointing, but at least we have the ability to use multiple devices. That is awesome. So for this first one, let's do the rain weather test. So this runs the Nissan GTR GT3 race car around the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit, and then it'll start raining. Hey, Turbo Power, good to see you in the stream. I'm doing pretty well. Just starting off the day with some driving in Forza 7. Now, I'll say that I was pleasantly surprised with how the car felt in the preview I tested with the Logitech G920. So here are the different assists. So we're going to go simulation steering, no traction control. Actually, no, these cars have some traction control. So, there's off, on, and super easy. Let's just try on, see how that goes. Simulation damage. Friction assist. Prevent sliding on wet tracks and grass. That will disable leaderboard, so let's not go with that. But yeah, just wanted to at least test out this demo, and I'm going to be streaming some more Project Cars later, or Project Cars 2 later today. I actually got invited to do some online event with Jimmy Broadbent and Gamer Muscle, so I'm going to be testing out the online today for you guys. So we'll take a look at that. So let's go. Whoop whoop. So this is GT3, I guess. First corneritis. It's not immune in Forza either. Whoop. Almost lost it there, but I could actually save it. That's nice. Physics, they're okay. I think they're a little better than Forza 6. It still does have some weird elements with the force feedback. That's slightly worrying. So we got the rain starting. Basically, it has this thing where if you turn too much, it really starts chattering. So caution ahead. But yes, this is working with Heusinkveld pedals really well. So I'm happy about that. You can start seeing the puddles form. Man, this is a gorgeous game. This is beautiful. We got the... Whoa. Oh, that sound of the actual cars impacting. Oh, that's just so raw. Remember, this is just a demo. This isn't the final version. Whoa. Final version comes out next month, and wow, yeah, I lost it. Physics definitely improved over Forza 6. And I like the sound of this car. Here's a Viper. But yeah, okay, I got these pedals calibrated just about right. This is 60 frames per second. It should be. It's showing on OBS as 60. Hello, Digital Burger. How are you today? Whoa. Hold on. Did this just crash? I think this just crashed on me. Yeah, sorry guys, it just crashed on me. I gotta love demos. Let me see what I can do. Sorry guys, CTD. Okay, we're back. We're back. Let me just restart it. Restarting the game. Don't worry. It's a demo. It's a demo, guys. So it's... Yeah. Just lost like 6 viewers there. But okay, we're relaunching. Let's hope it saved my settings for calibrating the pedals. Thomas V, you can read in the description. I'm using the Fanatec Clubsport Wheel V2.5 with the with the Universal Hub with the Forza Motorsport rim. I am using the Heusinkveld Engineering Sim Pedals Pro. Ah, Philip. So let me just check, make sure my settings are saved. Input options. F. Yes, that looks about right. I'm going to add a bit more to the brake, though. It felt a little too touchy for my liking. So let's save that. Now let's take a look at video options real quick. So it's under the recommended dynamic render quality, 1080p, dynamic optimization. Yeah. So you can adjust this. So low, medium, high, or full. Let's just stick it with dynamic. I think that'll work fine. So we'll see. Next up, let's just go with the Porsche. See how this goes. To my knowledge, I don't think there will be VR support. I know they are supporting triple screens, so you can see the different outfits. Motorcycle cop. That is epic. So you can change the gender, supposedly. Press R. Yeah, so male, female. Nathan Adams, I'm going to have a Project Cars 2 stream later. I mentioned that I'm going to be doing an online event with Jimmy Broadbent and Gamer Muscle. But if you want, you can also go to my channel and watch my review and also the first live stream I did earlier. So motorcycle cop in a Porsche. Sounds like fun. Okay, so let's just get on. Let's get on with it. So it's rolling start. So you can change the camera. This is my favorite angle, though. It actually is a very solid field of view. I can see the dials through the top of my wheel rim. I think because I'm streaming, it's a little stuttery, but when I was testing earlier, it was actually pretty smooth. Oh, that's cool. There's a big rig on the left side. What? Overshot that corner. Ow. You could really hear that, like, crash. Force feedback still isn't the best, but I can tell physics are somewhat improved. Whoa! Okay, just lost my rear mirror. Whoa! Rubbin's racing, boys. Rubbin's racing. Thrustmaster TMX or Logitech G920. TMX is a better value, I believe. And then you can switch up the ecosystem. You can get the TH8A shifter, the 3-pedal T3PA, or T3PA Pro pedals. So there's more diversity, and it's better for longevity. That's my opinion for the TMX. And the T3... or not T3, the TH8A shifter is miles better than the Logitech shifter. Whoa. That didn't go well. I got distracted. But front downforce damage. Oh, what? Yeah, this car's wrecked. Whoops. It's pulling now. Whoa. That sand. Some Thrustmaster wheels do sometimes have issues with heating. I don't think the TMX would. Because it's not as strong. But any wheel's capable of having issues. Wow. So you can see, like, my car's trashed and it's, like, definitely bouncing. Because of suspension damage. But yeah, oh man, driving Forza Motorsport with the Heusinkveld pedals feels great. And force feedback, I am saying it's nowhere near like levels of the high-end PC. Sorry. It's nowhere near the level of the high-end PC titles, but it's drivable. I'll give it that. It feels similar to Forza Horizon 3. So if you like that force feedback, then you might like this. But yeah, the physics are definitely improved. And actually, I did test out Forza Motorsport 7 in on Sunday with the Logitech G920. I got to test that out because I was at Sonoma Raceway, and turn 10, they had a few people there to showcase Forza 7. So I tested out, it was a Radical at Sonoma. Go figure. And it felt actually really good with the Logitech wheel, in my opinion. Yeah, this, like, it's interesting because I don't have the best feeling of what's going on with the car. I can catch slides, though, I think. But maybe not with the car in the state it's in right now. That was a horrible corner. But it's interesting. You really get that atmosphere of racing in Dubai. Like, wow. Just hooning these supercars around, and yeah, my insurance company's gonna hate me. It feels like the tires might have a little too much bite, though, especially in sliding, because you can notice when I'm countersteering, it just digs into the asphalt. I'm not feeling much of a slip angle. Here, I am kind of, but it's almost unsavable. Whoops. Now my left rear is just, like... Would I buy Forza 7 or Project Cars 2? Based on this early comparison, I think I would go with Project Cars 2 because I'm more inclined for the racing. Forza is definitely, wow, it's definitely more oriented towards the car culture. So if you are more of that car culture guy, you like painting custom liveries, you like doing engine swaps, collecting cars, Forza is still, in my opinion, one of the best options. And I don't think you can really go wrong with both. They are different titles. They appeal to different kinds of gearheads. So, yeah. I did talk with one of the developers for Forza 7. His name was Tucker. And he gave me his email, and I'm going to contact him and talk with him about it. And he said he wants to send me a key for Xbox and PC. So I should be getting the full copy. I need to email him today, though. So after each event, it's like, yeah, their spiel for trying to get you to buy off the bat. And it's like, yeah, buy your version right now. It's like, no thanks. So, let's go crazy now. Battle of the Behemoths. Wow, that kind of sounded like Jeremy Clarkson right there. Big Merc truck. So it's defaulting to the female driver again, but for the heck of it, let's try that out. Equality! Equality. I'm equally gonna suck driving as a woman as I did driving as a man character. Mugello. I like this course. I really like how well it was done in Assetto Corsa too. But trucks at Mugello. I don't know, do I have the H shifter mapped? Let me take a look. Okay, H shifter isn't mapped. Sorry, guys. But we're having fun. Philip, just shut up. For the record, Philip's one of my friends, so that's why I just said shut up. I wouldn't say that to a random stranger. Oh, man. Imagine driving this with a direct drive. Because this, wow. This is like, reminds me of Euro Truck Simulator right now. Or Automobilista with the trucks. We're racing, boys. But yeah, I like this camera angle. It's great for the single screen display. Gives, in my opinion, a decent field of view. I mean, sure, you're going to cheat a little bit with a smaller monitor, but yeah. Hey, Burger, you know what they say, rubbin's racing. But, oh man, that's a cool paint scheme. That, like, ink, paint, drip. I can imagine people making cool liveries for this truck. Well, you can tell I know Mugello pretty well. Slight stuttering. Okay, we're good. The thinnest possible circuit. Looks like they're trying to draft me. A little understeer there. I was a little too hot. But I definitely can't fault Turn 10 Studios for the atmosphere here, because you see like the camera flashes from the audience, or from the crowd. I mean, I was doing the same thing at Sonoma, and yeah, like just seeing like the helicopter flying around. That's in Project Cars 2 as well. Whoa, a little wide. But I'll have to see if there's like a version of Mugello in Automobilista to do a comparison. King Cars, yeah, this is actually working pretty well. I did set it to 540 degrees of force feedback. So I did do that. But the force feedback is pretty solid. It is reminiscent of Forza like titles, if you know what I mean. Another thing is I like this user interface, or like the HUD here. I think it looks nice. It looks pretty clean. It communicates the information well. This does seem definitely easier to drive than what I would assume this kind of truck would be like. Yeah, Lumos, wasn't it you that just gave me the key? So I'll be able to try it out. Or yeah, I think it was you, Lumos, or someone else that gave me the key for the Horizon 3 and Hot Wheels DLC for PC. So if it was you, yeah, thanks, man. Like, that was awesome. So I'll try out a stream of Forza Horizon 3 later on. But yeah, King Cars, I actually got this working pretty well. And as mentioned before, I'm actually using the Heusinkveld pedal. So this supports multiple device input, which is pretty awesome. I did have to manually configure it, which you can watch at the start of the stream. But yeah, so we won a race. Yeah. So let's try let's try one more time with that Nissan and see how that goes. Hopefully we don't crash the game again. But I think I'm going to wrap up the stream shortly, and I'm going to prepare for the Project Cars 2 stream. So I know this is a shorter stream, but I just wanted to showcase this, give you a quick preview of what the demo's like, and what I had to do to get it working properly. Always cracks me up. Modern astronaut suit. Yep. That is epic. Spaceman suit. But yeah, because I need to change the info and everything on this, make a thumbnail quickly before joining along with Jimmy Broadbent and Gamer Muscle. So we'll try this one more time, try to make sure we make it through the race, and then we can go back to Project Cars. Hold on a second, it accidentally flagged Digital Burgers comment. I have the auto moderator on, and it's like, it accidentally flagged your, ooh. Okay, so one thing also I want to mention, this supports mouse control. Codemasters, take note. So you can control it with the mouse. So, yeah. Great touch there. And then you can just click on that. So they actually did this interface pretty well. Drive to hard difficulty, average. So you can do new racer, average, highly skilled, and pro. Not too much. Limit aggresses or limit aggression. Race start. Whoop whoop. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Three wide at the start. Whoops. Robin's racing. Flying Lizard. That's my local race team, actually. Their headquarters is about a half hour where I live. So, fun fact for you guys. Flying Lizard is located at the top of a hill that's past turn 11 at Sonoma Raceway. I've visited them once or twice. They're nice guys. Also, TRG, the Racers Group, they sometimes raced, I think, GT4 and GT3. Now they're using Aston Martins, and they are located out of my hometown. Yeah, Addy, I was just mentioning that. TRG was actually located next to my old church I used to go to. So it was cool. Sometimes after church, I would go next door and say hi to them. No! Okay, just worth mentioning, this never crashed when I wasn't streaming. I think it's because I'm streaming. It might be tapping out my CPU core. I mean, I made it through like 4 races while testing, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know what it was, so let's try one more time. We're going to turn down the settings. I don't want to give up. So we're trying one more time. But yeah, TRG, one, I call him my mentor, former boss. His name is Alan. He has a company designing apparel for race car teams. And I believe TRG, apparently they have this unusable Porsche chassis. So we're trying to talk them into apparently converting that into a simulator. So looking at that idea. So yeah, I did actually get to see the IMSA Porsches at Sonoma on Sunday, and then I also got to see the Pirelli World Challenge, which was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna just scale back to medium for this. I know it's not like the true high, but I want to see if that'll keep it from crashing. So let's go to the Nissan. Yeah, and Addy, I saw the TRG 007. Definitely a nice car. Wait. Please don't tell me it crashed again. But yeah, I actually also caught this crazy wreck. Let me see if I can find the picture. Dang it! It wrecked, or it crashed again. So let's just... Okay, let's hope. Third time's charm. Yeah, Thomas, I'm going to be streaming Project Cars in about a half hour. So Project Cars 2 stream coming in about a half hour. Please work. Yeah, I'm doing the stream with Jimmy Broadbent and Gamer Muscle. But yeah, let me show you this picture. So I was in the right place, right time for this crazy wreck. So you should be able to see it on camera. Yeah, that is one of the Camaros. So this Camaro hit the wall. It's one of the hardest hits I've ever heard at Sonoma. It was nuts. But thankfully, the guy was just fine. Here's another picture. I completely destroyed the hood, the rear end. McLaren barely missed the carnage. But just look at that. It just got wrecked. Big time. But yeah, thank God he was all right. And his teammate won the championship, so I think that they were happy. Hold on. But yeah, this never crashed for me while I was preparing for this. So it could be me just tapping out the CPU with streaming or something. Okay, last chance. Do not let me down. But yeah, the Pirelli World Challenge race was good. And also Sonoma IndyCar. They actually broke the track record for quickest race for IndyCar. There were no cautions. Ben Hume, I'm gonna say more towards Project Cars 2 for the racing. As mentioned before, Forza Motorsport 7 is more for the car fanatic, the guys who like to collect, soup up. But, yeah, I think that for Forza, and they also appeal to different kinds of demographics. Forza, as mentioned, is for the car geek, the gearhead, the guy who likes to soup up their car, tweak. Force feedback it is better than Apex, in my opinion. Still not perfect, but better. So I turned this down to medium, so this will be how it looks on average systems. Still pretty decent. Just taking it easy. Frame rate's definitely smoother, not seeing any stutters. So, yeah, it's running smoother now, which is nice. Ooh, little bit of oversteer on the throttle there. 3 wide, a little carnage, never hurt anyone. Actually, take that back. But we're having fun. Yeah, the vibrations in the cockpit, and that just gives that extra depth and immersion to it, I think. And I was talking with the Tucker, the developer that I met, and they're like, yeah, we want to capture that atmosphere of driving. Because one of my main complaints, especially with a lot of simulations, is it feels too sterile. It feels like it's a static environment. This definitely feels dynamic. I know this isn't true, like, hardcore end-all be-all simulation, but this really feels great for the immersion factor. Very immersive. A lot of depth to the atmosphere, which is great. Whoa! Little bump there. Oh, ran a little wide. It's a little slippery now. Thunder. We would not be racing like this in real life. I'm just saying. We wouldn't be racing in a thunderstorm, but hey, it's a video game. Whew. This looks pretty good on medium. You don't see those reflections anymore, though. The reflections were beautiful, and I just aquaplaned a little bit. Unsettled the car big time. Be careful, because you see the puddles forming now. Yeah, thunderstorms are also in Project Cars too. It's just cool that it's there, even though you'd never race in a thunderstorm in real life. Whoa, whoa! That puddle really unsettled the car there. So, like in Project Cars 2, you have to sort of keep your eye out for puddles and avoid them. Come on, we're closing in. Little bump and run, except there we go. But yeah, I like the sound for this. It's funny because this reminds me more of like a Ferrari's sound. But it's in a Nissan GTR. I think the GTR GT3 car does feature a V8 engine, I think. Come on. Bump and run. Further lead. Final corner. Anything goes. At the line! We got the win! Woo! At the line. Yeah, Brazip, I think part of that's because I did turn it down to medium settings for the stream. I think when it's at high, as we saw before, this was like beautiful. But I had to compromise a little bit because it was... I think my theory is I'm using the Nvidia encoder. And I think this just tapped out the GPU running at the recommended settings and then add that load of the stream onto the GPU as well. That's my theory. So I think that's why it crashed. It was a GPU issue. So upsetting a bit, but understandable because I was putting so much load on the GTX 1080. So I think it's that. But okay, so that's just sort of this preview of all the content in Forza Motorsport 7's demo. A lot of fun so far. Solid improvement, I think, over Forza 6. And I think that is also where how we are able to just have a fun time. And so I think we are going to wrap this stream up, and I am going to just transfer over to Project Cars 2. So stay tuned. After this short break, I'm going to be launching up Project Cars 2 in about 10 minutes or so. So definitely stay tuned, and I hope you join us for the Project Cars 2 stream.